So we have this line. We don't know what the slope is because we don't have it in slope-intercept form. So let's put it in slope-intercept form first. Let's get y by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract that 3x from both sides of the equal sign. Okay, make the 3x disappear over here. That helps us get y closer to being by itself. And I'm still trying to get y by itself. That says 2 times y equals all this stuff. So the opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. I want to divide everything by 2. So we get y is 3 minus 3 halves x. So now we know the slope. Now we can start answering the question. If you want a parallel equation, then you want to have the same slope so that they're rising and running the same rate, right? That way you have two lines that never cross. Except I just drew positive slopes. This is a negative 3 halves. So we want to construct a new line where negative 3 halves is the slope, but we don't know what the y-intercept is because it's a new line. The only thing they share, we know for sure, is that their slopes are the same. So to find out what that slope is, you got to plug in negative 2 for x and 2 for y. Okay, and then if you do negative 3 halves times negative 2, the 2's are cross cancel, and a negative times a negative makes a positive 3. Then to finish getting b by itself, we subtract 3 from both sides, so negative 1 is b. And so now we've got the fully constructed equation. This is the equation that they're looking for. It's y equals negative 3 halves x subtracted by 1. That's the equation of the line. It's parallel to this line L, but it is going through this point, negative 2 comma 2. You could check too. You could plug in negative 2 for x, 2 for y, and you should get a true statement. Okay, now perpendicular. Perpendicular means visually that they cross just like this. Those are perpendicular lines, or it could be like this, perpendicular lines. So to make that happen, the slope has to be the negative reciprocal. We're creating an entirely new line with a flipped fraction, and instead of a negative 3 halves, we have a positive 2/3. Okay? So to figure out the equation of the line here, we know that the slope has to be a negative reciprocal, but we have to make sure that the line goes through this point, negative 2 comma 2. So to fix b so that it goes through that point, we got to plug in those coordinates, 2 for y and negative 2 for x. So we've got 2 equals negative 4/3 plus b. So add 4/3 to both sides, so I'll do that in just a second. Look, I got rid of that 4/3 by doing plus 4/3 to both sides, right? And then we want common denominators, so that's 6/3 plus 4/3, so we got our answer for b. Remember, they asked us to construct a line. This isn't a line, right? The line is y equals 2/3 x plus our b of 10/3. That's the perpendicular equation that goes through negative 2 comma 2.